Welcome everyone, my name is Terry, and today in my lab we are configuring Twilio to send incoming text messages to a Microsoft Teams team channel. I got this idea a couple years ago when I was working with some software vendors that kind of had some lazy admin practices. Apple. Sorry, where did that cough come from? Basically, the underlying principle is that every business software should have an emergency break glass account in case of emergency. The problem with that is now that MFA is basically accepted standard for everything in general, even that emergency break glass account is going to still be tied to an individual user's cell phone. Or we have the flip side of it where software vendors, Salesforce, sorry, that cough just keeps coming out of nowhere, requires every account to be 100% fully licensed even though they aren't actually using the software. I originally came up with this idea 3 or 4 years ago when I was setting up Apple Business Manager and dealing with some of their legacy admin account practices. So much for innovation there, Apple. Anyways, now I was reminded of this recently when I tried to sign up for a new Google account to start a side project, and Google has informed me that my cell phone number is tied to too many Google accounts. So you should really be able to figure out a way to fix that, or at least have a process to go and remove numbers off of old accounts that you don't have access to anymore. Either way, I've given 4 examples on how this could be useful or why you'd want to use it, so let's dive into the configuration. In the Teams channel, you want to receive text messages and create an incoming webhook. If you don't have this channel already set up, create the channel first, then create the webhook. Let's copy the URL into Notepad because we will need it later on. Next, we will obviously need a Twilio account to be able to use Twilio in this case, so let's go and create that account right now. For new users to Twilio, Twilio is a programmable SMS and voice service that software developers use to create custom IVR and text message chat systems. During the setup process, you will have to verify your phone number. I'll dive into a little bit more of this later on, but this is completely normal and a part of the process. Now that we have a trial account, for some reason, Twilio gave me a 1-800 number as the default phone number. 1-800 numbers require extra registration processes and fees and is completely overkill for this use case. So let's release it so someone who actually needs it can use it, and let's just grab a local phone number, which will be more than enough for our needs here. This 952 number looks good. We have our source and our destination. Now let's fill in the part in the middle. Go to Twilio Studio and create a new flow. I know I talk about automation a lot. Everything seems to use the word flow, which makes it super confusing. From the widget library, let's make a HTTP request. Let's give the widget an intuitive name. And let's change the request method to post because we are posting the information into Teams. In the request URL field, go grab that URL hook from Notepad and copy it into this field here, and change the content type to application/JSON. Everything in Teams is JSON, unfortunately. For the request body, copy and paste the following from the blog post link below. This is not me shilling my blog by any case. This is just Twilio, for whatever reason, is very finicky when it comes to their code boxes and using their system variables. For experienced scripters or programmers, the syntax will look wrong, but underneath the scenes and the formatting, it is correct. I don't know what it is, but visually, Twilio Studio gets confused with apostrophes and quotation marks, and as you can see in the screenshot here, it swaps a quote for an apostrophe. If you copy and paste it from my website, it will be in the correct underlying format, so it'll work. This is very basic formatting. It breaks the message into 2 pieces. The first line is the from line, so that you can easily distinguish the phone numbers that the messages are coming from, just in case multiple team members are using it at the same time. And then the second line is the message itself, usually with the 2FA code. For the last step, connect the incoming message dot to your widget and click publish. Now let's give it a quick little test here to make sure everything works. And as you can see, I've had some failed formatting attempts here, and it failed again. Oh, it kind of helps when you actually link it. So I'm sorry, I skipped this last step here. Flip back to your phone number in Twilio and then set the flow in the field for a message comes in as the action. Now let's test it one more time. And we're good. Ignore those 38 failed attempts. That was me fighting with syntax. Now that we have it working, how much will it cost us to actually use this once our trial is up? A local phone number, or at least a local phone number I chose, and this could vary region to region, is $1.15 per month, or a little bit less than $14 a year. Plus, every incoming text message is 0.8 of a penny. So depending upon your use case, it is very possible that you could have this emergency break glass or shared admin access, 2FA access account for less than $20 a year. Lastly, while you're in your trial, only verified phone numbers can interact with the phone numbers on your account. So if you're expanding your testing out to other team members, you will have to create user accounts for them underneath your Twilio account and verify their phone number to be able to interact with the phone number on the account. The other option too is just toss like 20 bucks on your account, and then you would be converting it from a trial to a full paid account, and then you don't have to verify every user. Thank you for watching. I feel like this is one of my more clever solutions I've made over the years. Speaking of new solutions, I should go back to that side project and now sign up for that Google account now that I have an extra phone number. Links to everything I mentioned and ways to support the channel are in the description below. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and if there's any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Until next time, keep building.